we've talked a little bit about Michael A. Taylor. Let's start and talk about Gary Sanchez, because that's a name that's crept up this week and multiple times. I don't know if anything is like actually heating up or going to come together, but we talked about adding a third catcher. We talked about like Kurt Casale last week. Like those like mid-tier catchers, well, actually like kind of below mid-tier, but just the ones that can kind of supplement the catching depth, help out if Henry Davis doesn't. This is different. And I say this too because I didn't expect by any means to be attached to a Gary Sanchez.
Yeah.
He's not the Gary Sanchez of like the old Yankees, but like it's still Gary Sanchez.
When he can still hit. Like he showed you last year, he is certainly still capable of hitting. 111 weighted runs created plus. Defensively, the metrics like him at catcher. Now
that's different.
This is where catching metrics kind of are weird, right? Because I think we've all seen Gary Sanchez catch, and it's like, is he really a good catcher? Because if he was, he wouldn't be getting like run out of cities and be playing minor league baseball and getting DFA'd 3 times, right? So I'm a little like people bringing up Fangraph's defensive metrics on Gary Sanchez, and I'm like, let's pump the brakes there a little bit. Like maybe he's good at framing, right? But it seems like teams don't really like him when it comes to any other aspect. Here's my idea, and I put it out on Twitter a little bit ago, but like, can Gary Sanchez play first base? Seriously, like if Gary Sanchez can play first base, then and catch, like if he can do a little bit of both, then I really, really like this, right? If you're signing him as just like a backup catcher, or you're signing him to just split time with Henry Davis, so Davis can kind of move around if you need him to, then I'm all in for this Gary Sanchez signing. Let me just say that. Like if we can bring in Gary Sanchez, I'm for it. He makes the team better, especially offensively. Like you're going from right now you're going from backup catcher Jason DeLay, who's got like a 50 weighted runs created plus, 60 maybe. Like he's a bad hitter, right? A bad hitter. He's a decent backup catcher in the majors, but he's a bad hitter. Right. Gary Sanchez automatically makes that catching position kind of like a strength offensively for you. And yeah, if he has the ability to be versatile and also play first base every now and then, maybe against lefties, then I like this a lot.
I'm sure you saw it. Let's put it out there. He has 4 total career innings at first.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I know. Yeah, he has not played first base much in his career.
So I just say because I didn't look. I was curious. I'm sure people listening want to hear. So yeah, it's 4 total career innings at first,
but 0 errors in those 4 innings.
There you go. But it's something worth like wondering about. Like, can he? Because that makes that's icing on the cake. Like that makes the move even better right now because of what can transpire this upcoming year and like what you see at first base already, right? But like my mind's kind of, I don't know if it's to the same level, and of course the other one's way more athletic, whatever. But like the loss of Endy, like suddenly almost becomes mitigated. Like you're not really thinking, because if you add a Gary Sanchez, they're different players. But it's almost like, okay, it's Endy and Henry again. Like it's Gary and Henry. They're gonna split time back there, play around again. Like we don't know if Gary can play first. Endy could, right? Of course, you had the DH there as well. So like you can mix things and move things and maneuver it to get both of them adequate plate appearance or adequate time behind the plate. And that's what this does. And again, it bumps down Jason DeLay a little bit. I don't know what's going to happen. Like if they're going to carry 3 catchers, I doubt it. With Endy and Henry, you can kind of see it because there's more flexibility, I feel like. But this definitely makes that catching position much stronger, and you feel comfortable. Like we talk about starting pitching, like if adding a Corbin Burns, you now feel comfortable with that rotation. Like now I feel comfortable again with starting catching because we're not sure about Henry Davis. And I'm good and comfortable that DeLay is a good enough backup. Now, like if it ends up that Henry Davis can't catch and like he's just awful behind the plate and it's Gary and DeLay, I'm cool with that. Like I feel good now.
If Jason DeLay is like your depth now at catcher, where he's your 3rd string catcher, I feel a lot better. Yep, I agree.
I really want this signing to happen.
I
And
would
since
say
it
when
is
it
February
comes,
5th,
yeah,
I was just gonna say, since it is February 5th, and I don't doesn't seem like there's much demand out there, like it could be a very reasonable signing for the Pirates.
it could be reasonable. I don't think it would cost a whole lot. And I say, depending on if he can play first, then do it. Like, do it now. If he can't play first, I'd still do it, but it just offers a little bit less in terms of like versatility. But if he can play first base, yeah, make this happen. I would say like he's not my number one target right now, but he's number three. He'd be my number three target at the present moment.
I think that's fair. I think he's more of a luxury, but like a really good fitting luxury.
Yeah, like I don't. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Like they probably don't need Gary Sanchez, but he would be helpful. Yeah.
Right.
Hey, you all, thank you for watching. I know we try to provide the most entertaining content that we can, and we'd love to spread it to as many people as possible. So I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you could take the 5 seconds to like this video and subscribe to the page, it helps out so much more than you know. Thank you, and let's go Bucks.